All right, so Kyle, question of the week. What is your thoughts when it comes to kids class? You know, what are your maybe thoughts or ideas about the parents coaching their kids if they don't have any sort of grappling or fighting, experience when it comes to jiu-jitsu? Thoughts, suggestions?
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's only a distraction when they're like screaming, when the coaches are trying to coach to give them details as they're going, because some of the kids that compete, telling them a few pointers while they're rolling is important because you're allowed to do that during tournaments. So they got to learn to listen and apply
To the coach.
to the coach.
Yeah.
So they got to start recognizing voices and getting comfortable with that, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes when parents are yelling information that they only see us talk about during drilling, doesn't always make sense for the scenario. So it kind of gives them fake news.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives them, I guess, like the wrong details at the right time, I guess you would say.
Like you might have a keyword like Superman.
Yeah.
Airplane.
Run the corner.
Yeah.
Airplane to airplane run, or things like that we use. But the parents don't get all the finite details that we tell the kids. That's why we do only X amount of moves per week for the kids. So that way we continue to review, and then we can start throwing in the finer details once they got the gist of the move, like the rough part of it, and then we add the details as the week goes on. And if we carry it over to the next week, we start adding. That's what the parents sometimes don't understand. The ones that don't have a black and grappling background.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing when you go to the corner. If you coach them up, like the parents are like, hey, just keep fighting hard, like don't quit, it's okay to lose, like those kind of like motivational encouraging things, like, hey, when you find yourself in a hard position.
But when the match is happening, or when we're live rolling in practice,
yeah, it's probably better just to let the coaches coach. And then too, depending on the kid too, you may discourage them from wanting to train anymore, because they hear your correction at home, like make your bed, do your homework on time. And sometimes too, not all the kids respond positively to when their parents try to coach them. If that's the case, then sometimes their coach or their parent has to be like the right type of coach and understand how to coach and direct. If not, they can kind of collide, and it kind of prevents kids from wanting to come back. I guess it's like a psychological thing. Like, you're always telling me what to do, and even at practice, everywhere we go, you're trying to correct me.
Even at jiu-jitsu, I'm getting it from.
Yeah, even that's why sometimes my kids, they're okay with me, but even then, sometimes I'm like, come on. Like I expect more from them than my kids here.
Yeah.
Because they are my kids, so I expect more discipline, more this. So that's why sometimes I send them to my friend's academy.
Yeah. Same thing with me. I train, and I could coach my son, but I'm like, no, that's up for you.
Yeah, I know the days that you help, you kind of help everybody else but his group.
Yes.
It's cool, because if you do it that way, it lets your kid know, like, hey, I'm supportive of you. I'm here coaching the team, but I'm not paying attention to you.
Yeah.
I'm here for the rest of the guys, our kids. So, you can do it that way. But my advice to the parents is probably if you really want to help your kid evolve faster and you want to train them on the weekends, is to actually train. Is the best way to help your kid understand and drill, because you'll understand the drills more and you can practice small things at home that'll help them get better.
Or here's an idea: start training.
Yeah.
And so you can actually teach them and show them.
Yeah. Instead of just sitting there like a weirdo staring at people. You creep.
Any last thoughts, Coach?
No, I think that's it. I think it's good. I would say for parents, just be a positive encouragement when they're training. Just even when that they're losing, just give them that positive reinforcement. Hey, none of that stuff, win and lose matters. It matters is you don't quit. That's the main thing, is don't quit. So coach like that, not necessarily, not to say that you shouldn't coach, because you might understand the technique that we're, explaining,
But coaching is different than encouragement.
Yes, exactly. That's the difference. What most parents need to kind of like differentiate. And like you said, if you train, it'll make you better to help your kids. And then when you pull them to the side during water break, you can give them some better pointers, more detailed, you know. So, yeah, that's about it.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.